Zachary Smith is averaging just a little bit less than Andrew tonight. Just to give a brief history on the division while we get stuff cleared up here, the cadet boys division started in 2003. Our inaugural champion, Blake Roberts, was from Beaver, Ohio. We started the division at 26.7%. He would repeat in 2004 in Pocatello, undefeated yet again with a 32.9% average. And it was par for the course from there with guys like Jason Beach, Travis Slews, Daniel Miller, Noah Gable, a lot of guys that we see. The peak of the division, though, would come in the mid-2010s, where you'd see Cale Matlock average 75.5% from Montgomery, Alabama. He was from Oklahoma. You had guys like Malcolm Clark, pitched 67.5, but three boys have only ever averaged over 70%. The last one being 2019. Riley Molino in Wichita Falls, Texas. As far as I know, neither one of these boys are pitching that level tonight. But this shows you the split of the girls and the boys cadet divisions. We just watched the cadet girls. We split those in 2021 to give the girls equal opportunity to become world champion.
Two young gentlemen, Zachary Smith, 12 years old, Andrew James, 12 years old. Zachary's from Iowa, Gladbrook, Iowa. Little info, and Andrew James is from Baraboo, Wisconsin. So
say that 3 times fast.
So Zach Smith is in the yellow shirt and Andrew James in the light blue shirt. They'll flip right now, getting ready to start.
Now these boys, I've been kind of watching them in the background. They are going to be going quick tonight. This match may go long in shoe length, but it will not go long in time. I can guarantee you that.
Right there, he hangs one on the stake.
Like that one clicked off.
One hanger for another, right? Knock the other one out. See what Zach has in his tosses.
Zach would go a little overzealous there to start the game.
Zach Smith, a lefty.
And he's just a little over the top.
So it looks like we might get a 1 point here for
Andrew. Will get the 1 point to start the contest.
Andrew James taking a early 1-0 lead over Zach Smith.
Just wanted to time this here. Contestant, according to our rules, has 30 seconds to deliver both shoes once they're in the pitching position, and it just took Andrew James about 8 to deliver both of his. These boys are quick and ready to go. Look at the concentration from Zach there.
He's as serious as a brick on the wall. We call him Lefty.
About as tough as one. And it looks like he's going to have a ringer there.
And we'll see a count here as both young men retreat their shoes.
Now Zachary Smith also has a family history in the sport as well. His dad from Iowa here, former junior boys pitcher, 1995 junior boys world champion, averaging 76.5% in Perry, Georgia. Long history in the sport. I'm sure he's been around it just like the other young lady all his life.
Zach on a second shoe stuck that for a ringer, and there's 1-2 from Andrew James. So now it's 4-1 with Zach Smith in the lead. Make it 3-2. Check that.
Yeah, we're at 3-2 right now. Zachary Smith leading at 3. He's thrown 2 ringers. Andrew James has thrown 1. And that one's going to click off the back, it looks like. Now, if you notice, These young, look at how he was getting ready to run down there and move that dead shoe.
Trying to grab that.
Now
Nobody would see it.
Zachary Smith has the opportunity to stand right up there at that 20-foot line. He is throwing about 35 feet at his age. That is impressive to be throwing that well.
They keep it more on a line drive when they're
The young
shooting
men
off
generally
their
do.
horseshoe.
Yeah.
Not getting a lot of altitude. And you find that maybe the younger classes are keeping that horseshoe on a line drive than a more altitude. And
Straight at it. Straight at it. There's something to that. You can throw a little too hard and they'll bounce off if you throw them a little too hard in there. Looks like Zach's going to be looking at a double from Andrew.
second pitch
It's up,
there.
comes down, and he's going to drop 6 points to Andrew, and he has got a very discouraged look on his face. I've seen him pass us here.
So we were tied up at 3 apiece, and all of a sudden, Andrew hits the gas pedal, and it's 9-3.
He throws another ringer. That may put some pressure on him.
There it is.
Just
Andrew looking to, oh boy, look like the same identical ones there thrown by Andrew James, and Zach Smith's going to have to get on his horse.
Yeah, we're on them 30-point games, so Andrew James is about a third of the way there, and it looks like we're going to have them all there for our first 4 dead.
So there you have it. Andrew James got a couple on there and then got nullified by 2 by Zach Smith.
As a competitor, 4 dead is a joy to have one, but it is one of the most disappointing calls. You work that hard for 2 ringers and you don't get anything for it.
It's like going to work and not bringing home a paycheck.
He's still got to do it. It looks like he's got another 2 looking at him. Oh. Let's see what Andrew does here. And he gets it up and down, just like in golf. And another 4 dead from the 2 young men.
They both going on both ends here in the pits.
Yeah. Who wants it worse? Who wants it worse? That's what we're going to decide here.
If you can do it, I can do it.
Yeah.
Still 9-3 with James in the lead over Smith.
Now Andrew is going to give him an opportunity to score, and he's going to have a wide open pit. Looking at the stake.
That stake feels lonely right now.
Let's see what he does with it. And he's going to just pile on another one. I would imagine he's going to throw 2 here if I had to guess. Oh, and he just missed it.
Just a bit outside.
That'll bring it to 9-6.
Yeah.
He's still in Andrew's favor.
So that was his second shoe there. You see that first one sitting there. (9-6) as Smith is looking to get back in here.
Can't throw it any better than that first shoe. And another perfect turn. I believe that is 7 out of the last 8 for Zach.
He's looking to see if they stick here, and Andrew James says not so fast. Oh, that one bounced away.
Swung around to the side.
He's going to have to get this one in.
Oh,
it's a
and
jumper.
It come off. You know, I'll tell you the story later. I lost a world championship like that once.
A bouncer?
Yeah, you get in these games, them bounce offs, you know. I tried to get them to call it in that brief half a second it was on, but they wouldn't do it. And they won't do it this time either. It has to be there when they go to score them.
So Zach Smith is taking the lead 12-9 with this outburst of energy and efficiency of hitting those ringers.
It's on.
Right now he's in a tunnel right now.
I believe he's thrown 80% in the last 10 shoes. 8 out of 10, I believe.
James answers. So right now, Smith with a 12-9 lead. We'll see how this changes on this final count here.
I believe he's going to tie the game.
Yeah, we got a 12. That ringer.
So Zach is pitching a little better than he has been tonight. He's pitching 55%. Andrew James is pitching right at 50%, and that's what he's been pitching all night.
James just sits one in front of that stake, puts one around it, and let's see what Zach Smith, he's been on a roll.
Ooh, and over the top. And it's
12-12, so he looks like, James got it at 15. So he does pick up the ringer 15-12. James is back in the lead here.
He's got another ringer laying.
Stuck in the clay. That one's down there a little bit, so that's going to be there. He's going to need to nullify that one. And
see what he does with this second shoe. Ooh, and it rolls out of the pin, and he's going to give a point away.
There's that second one with that big bounce.
And it took a bad bounce there. He probably would have had the point. You know, that's one thing about throwing from where he's throwing. He's having to throw harder, and he's going to bounce the shoe further after it hits.
16-12, James over Smith.
And he's got a ringer. Throwing that 50% pace. If he can just stay on that 50% pace, he may get him.
Oh, boy. Double it up.
He's looking at 2 now. And
Smith answers.
Zach's not going to go away quietly.
Smith says, if you can do it, I can do it.
Ooh, clicking that one off to the left. You know, Frank, that left and right, something you'll learn after years in the sport is a lot to do with your step timing and how fast you get your foot out there.
So James landed that ringer there. It takes a 19-12 lead.
Let's see here. James just keeping the pressure on.
Oh, he's focused. He's dialed in.
We're going to watch Zach's form.
He's
here.
in the groove right now, James is. He's feeling it.
Zach's form is almost perfect, but he's stepping just a little bit early. And he got that one.
So James landed a couple ringers there, and then Smith lands one on top.
Makes it 22-12. In James's favor.
Yep, James picked up the one ringer, the three-pointer.
You know, unlike the last game, though, this one will not end at 40 shoes. They will go to 30 points.
James only 8 points away from that marker of closing this one out. That second one, he's not too happy about that second pitch.
You know, Zach could make it 22. Ooh, and he drug him on. So both of them will cancel each other out. And it looks like he's going to give up the point if it's close enough.
We might have a 22-13, 23-12. There's that last pitch by Smith. James with his first pitch here.
There's a ringer.
Right on.
Unfortunately, it looks like it may be slipping away from Smith here. James just keeps piling the pressure.
At that point, when you get a hot opponent, there's only stuck that one, Zach Smith. You get a hot opponent, you got to keep pace with them.
Yeah, you have
because
to
that
buckle
lead
down.
will be stretched out. I mean, it's like you need to keep pace with them in order for him to slow down a bit. But, you know, it's just like in any sport, you widen that lead up, and then you can't keep pace, and that's the difference.
Yeah, they're hot, but they won't stay hot forever. You just got to stay with them for the time being.
23-15 as Smith landed a zinger down at the other end.
Smith bouncing that one off the top and over to the side. Looks like James has a chance to get in the striking range here.
Little body language by Zach Smith.
Zach is no doubt getting a little frustrated here. You got 2 dead, no score.
Yep, nullify each other there. 23-15 still with Andrew James in the lead. Number 3 seed from Wisconsin over number 2, Zach Smith, number 2 seed from Iowa.
Looks like we've got a little bit of a, there we go, we've got the right pit now, and Zach will top that first ringer. There's a point lane close. There we go, and a double for Zach.
So lefty.
Looks like he's going to tighten it up a little here.
See what the final count is here.
Let's turn this into a 5-point game.
23-18.
There's a ringer for Zach. We call that a Sunday shoe. You never even heard it. You can pitch them on
Silent
Sunday.
but deadly.
You can pitch those on Sunday where it won't mess with the church people.
2 in a row there. Andrew James trying to keep pace here as all of a sudden Zach Smith has caught fire here a bit.
Like Andrew James is going to take both of those right out of play. Another 4 dead here.
No harm, no foul. Everybody comes away still 23-18 with Andrew James in the lead over Zach Smith for the Cadets Boys Division.
Let's see what Andrew James does here, if he can put a little pressure on Zach. And he will throw that one away to the right. Ooh, Zach has an opportunity here if he can throw a double to not only take the lead, but to get into striking range of going out.
So that one might stick.
Looks like he may be a little short on that one, but he's close enough to check it.
He had a big opportunity there with Zach Smith, just couldn't capitalize on both his shoes.
He had the shot there.
Might have to bring in Judge Wapner here to check this out.
See what he does here.
They both got the tools out.
Like they're going to check it themselves if they can at all.
They don't need no judge. No frickin' judge.
And he's going to call it. He got the ringer. And that'll make it 23-22. It's a 1-point game now, Frank.
So he's closing up the gap here.
There's another close one. And another double for Zach, it looks like.
See what Andrew James is going to answer on that one. Just
over the top, and you see a little body language there after that pitch.
James with his second
and
shoe.
I think he just pushed Zach on. I don't know that Zach was on.
Looks like Zach's going to get some points here.
You can see the frustration all over Andrew now as he gives up the lead. Zach only needs 2 points to go out of this game.
Wow, what a big turn of events here. 28-23 with Smith looking to close this one out.
This one he thought it was all over. James there breathing deep. He could put some pressure on Zach now.
5-point lead for Zach Smith. Open stake right there. He just clanked it against it.
Zach still has the point, it appears.
Closest to the stake so far. We'll see.
And
there's a ringer. So here we go. 26-29, I would assume this.
It is that way. That we've reached the point in this contest where anybody can go out. They're going for that 30-point limit.
28-26 is our current score.
Oh, we're leaving an opportunity. So it's important to note here that he only needs 4 points, and that's exactly what he has laying. A double, though, could put Zach out, too.
He needs to nullify that ringer,
Zach
and he does
gets
that.
one of them. He throws a ringer here. That'll be the end of this game. And Zach will win the game.
There he is, 31-26. Good strategy there. That last one, the ringer, capitalizing it, getting that 3 points, and winning this match. Great match between these two young men here. Zach Smith and Andrew James, number 2 seed against number 3 seed, and Zach Smith prevails.
Zach is now 1 game away with a 4-0 record. He is 1 game away from being a world champion tonight. Zach Smith, Andrew James, that's his first loss, so we could see a playoff unless Zach can close it out with another win here in the next round.
Final score there was 31-26. What a great comeback there by Zach Smith. Andrew James had him on the ropes there for a while, and then all of a sudden Zach Smith just stepped on the accelerator, hitting a bunch of ringers, nullifying ringers, and this, that, and the other thing, and comes out with the W, 31-26. Great performance by both young men there, the cadets boys division. Getting ready for our next match here. Talking about us being here all next week here for the Horseshoes Pitching Championship right here in Warsaw, Wisconsin, the 2026. I am Frank Mazzal here along with Ben Webb as we move along in these contests. Great competition we've seen so far. Moving into the elder women's division. Going back to the young ladies that we had to skip over. They were over there finishing up a prior match.
Frank, we've got a little bit of a break while we're waiting on their match to finish up. We're going to go back to the elder women, but I have our judge here, Mr. Hiley. I'm going to tag him in for just a minute. He's going to explain some of the rules of this contest to us and what he's looking for out there.
We'll put him on this headset right here. So there you go, Judge. You with us? You hear us, Judge? All right, we got the judge now.
Oh, I got you.
So tell me, you get called out quite a bit there out in the pits. What are you looking for a lot when you're out there in the pits? I mean, you get called out a few more in the young ladies match there, and you bring out your whole toolkit. What are you looking for when you go out there and you start digging in that clay?
So I only go out there when they can't make their own score determination, or if it's a close shoe that they don't have tools to.
So it has to be a request from the players?
Yes,
Okay.
just one of the players.
Okay.
So, yes, when they call me out there, then there's some kind of a score that they can't determine what it is.
Yeah, and so you bring out certain measuring tools. I see you have a whole kit and stuff just like a doctor, and you run out on the field.
Yes.
Nurse them and make sure that and here's a total different occupation there. You're digging in clay and checking out how far that shoe's in clay, how close it is, what the other horseshoe is doing, and this and that.
Yes. So most of the calls I've made for these games are ringer determinations, and it's a close. The points of the shoe have to be past the peg.
Right. So mostly to nullify the other ringer, or mostly to clarify one ringer for the 3 points.
Either way.
Right.
Either way. I think I had both of those calls. And then also I think I was out there with a caliper measuring points.
Right.
And it was just it was a close point, and so they didn't have their calipers, and it was really close. That was for the young gals, I think.
Right. So the pretty tough decisions to make. I mean, is it very easy by the tools you use to see the difference when you're out there and you're digging around?
Yes, and I'll visually kind of what my eyes tell me to begin with in case I move something. I've already kind of got an idea before I even start digging around what I think is going on there.
Right. You ever think of going into being an archaeologist or anything?
No. This is enough digging in the dirt for me. Once I get out done with this week, I've had enough.
You've had enough clay for a while.
Yep.
So how long have you been a judge?
Oh, at the World, probably 10 years, probably. I don't know.
What have you seen over the 10 years that you've been a judge in the performance of the players that pitch? I mean, has there been any kind of difference that you might notice over the years that, go back 10 years that you didn't notice now and you see a lot of difference in the players?
No, I don't think so. Not at this tournament. I don't see much difference. I really enjoy coming to judge for the kids because they're out here to have fun. I mean, it's intense competition, but they us adults could take some lessons from these kids because they're out there to have fun.
Right.
So I really enjoy coming to judge for the kids.
And they put on a great show and a great effort. And, somebody has to lose.
Yes.
But there's a learning lesson in losing.
Yes.
And there always is. And anything that you learn from losing, you bring it to your next match, that you won't do that again, or you learn from that loss and you get better from it. So.
Yes. Well, the other side of that, you got to learn how to win too.
Right.
In a respectful manner, you have to learn how to win, and like you said, you got to learn how to lose, and that's part of life. I mean,
right.
Life is not always going to go your way.
Right, and learning from the failures or whatever you want to call them, or not performing as well as you do, you learn from that and you move on and you get better, and that's what you see with a lot of these young players is they learn from if they lose a match. They come back next year. They come back a couple years later. They get better, and they get better and learn from that loss.
Yep, exactly.
So, what is the most difficult call that you have to make out there in the pits?
Well, it's when ringers get wrapped up together.
Right.
You have 3-4 ringers on there, and it's all a tangled mess, and you can't move anything. You have to make a determination from what's there. That's the hardest calls, and sometimes it's just a judgment call of what you think, because I got all these tools, but sometimes they don't even work. So that's probably the hardest calls I have to make.
Now let me ask you this, Judge. What was the most calls you had in a match of all time? How many calls?
I don't know.
How many times?
The junior boys, that first game, those two boys, when they in class play, I was probably out there 4 or 5 times for them. When they had their class play, they just always had some really close shoes that they couldn't determine. So,
did you ever have a match where you had to go out there 10, 12 times?
No, I don't think that many. Most of the time, these players are really good about determining their own score if it's all possible, because they don't want to interrupt the game. Because when you get in a flow of a game, and you get to doing really good, you don't want to have to stop and have a judge break. Everybody wants to make their own calls and go on.
So have you had players that disagree with your call?
Yeah, but it doesn't matter.
I know, but do they have to go to the cameras upstairs?
Nope. Once they call the judge,
you're the judge.
It's all over.
Yeah,
it's all over.
You're the final call.
And I will ask the players, do you agree before when I make the call, I could make a mistake too, so I'll ask the players, do you agree with me? And when they say yes, it's over. So.
Right. So you ask them, do you have any closing statements?
Yeah, yes, like that, yep.
And they just say, I rest my case, or what?
No, they just say, yeah, we agree. Let's go.
All right. Well, it was great speaking to you, and I know you got to get back to some more judging, and we'll let you go here. And
yep.
We'll see you digging in the clay in a bit here.
Yep, good to talk to you.
So there you have it, a judge's perspective of when he gets called out there, he's got to make that call and make it correctly. He brings his bag of tools and this, that, and the other thing and does his thing. Right now we got the women digging in the clay out there on the court for the elder women division. We spoke about them earlier, and they got delayed something, I don't know, this, that, and the other thing, but they're getting ready to go here as we talk about them, as Sharon and Marlise Tim, the number 1 seed from Minnesota, and Sharon Chidister, the number 3 seed from Indiana.
So just to give a little preface of this division here, I started to earlier, but here's how this division came about. So for years we had the elder men's division that would allow them with age to move up 1 time. and they would start at 40 foot, pitch there their entire lives, and the women always pitched at 30 foot. Well, the women wanted, and rightfully so, the same opportunity to move up one time with age. So at the age of 65 now, a woman in the sport can move from 30 foot to 20 feet. And we installed that for the very first time last year, proudly so. And our inaugural champion last year was Miss Sharon Chittister here. And she is here trying to defend her title tonight. Marlise Timms is just one of the people in her way.
So Marlise coming in at 80 years young and Sharon at 76. They've seen their share of horseshoes. And then you have to talk about experience. They've definitely got some experience at pitching horseshoes.
Yeah, you have got, just looking at the standings here tonight, Marlise and Sharon have both lost one game. They're 1-1. This division is pretty tight tonight. Catherine Zeman, who is not on the court right now, she is leading the charge at 2-0. But by the end of this game, another one of these ladies will have a second win.
So Sharon from Indiana, the number 3 seed. Marlise from Minnesota is the number 1 seed. As they'll shoot it out here in front of us here.
Looks like they're in there down and back right now.
Oh, another round here. A little bit of mark put down there by Sharon.
What she's doing there, that, you know, they like to mark the mat so they're standing in the same spot every time when they start their pitch.
Little chalk mark there. She cleans her hook there. So what do you expect out of this match here?
I expect a pretty even contest between these two. They're both averaging about the same thing, and I expect them to pitch pretty even all the way to the end. I wouldn't be surprised if we don't have a 39-39 score at the end of this game. Just a reminder, we're back to 40-point contest with the elder women.
Some information on Marlise. I said it earlier, she's a retired USPS postmaster.
I'm being corrected by the Hairless Wonder. Sorry to interrupt you, Frank, but it's Marlise Timms. Marlise Timms.
Marlise Timms?
Marlise.
Marlise. Okay.
Marlise Timms. You know, grammar is not our strong suit over in Kentucky. Neither is names that don't end with Meredith or Vincent.
It's either he or she, right?
He or she, or y'all.
Y'all. You-haul.
Ewans. We use Ewans sometimes. What are Ewans doing over there? And Sharon, with her first shoe here, bounced it clean out of the pit.
Just a bit wide.
See what happens here. And Sharon with the ringer.
She's got that one in play, and Marlise. Did I get it right?
I think so.
We'll find out in a bit.
Yeah.
If I didn't, the heads are going to roll.
We may get in trouble again.
Grounded.
Yeah. Might kick us off the air.
Pull the plug.
Yeah.
So Marlise, she gets
She got a
nullify that one, and
Marlise Tim from Loretto, Minnesota.
so she takes a 3-0 lead here.
Something interesting that Marlise is doing there is she's wearing a fanny pack while she's pitching. She must have some of her measuring equipment in there. Don't see that very often.
To pull your horseshoe out of your pack.
Yeah, like a baby kangaroo.
Right.
And she's got another ringer. That'll push her to 75% in the first 4 shoes here.
She might have some kind of energy drink in that back there.
Maybe so.
Power booster.
Yeah, I don't know. We may have to check the rules and see what we can have in those later.
Here's Sharon with that one with a twist.
Looks like that one may have came off. Sharon is throwing something that we haven't seen yet tonight, I don't think, and that's a 1 1/4 turn. That shoe will turn 1 1/4 times, and hopefully when it gets to stake, it'll be open.
As you said, they have 30 seconds to throw both their shoes or pitch them.
Each, they get 30 shoes each.
But now a little bit of debate to call in a judge, maybe?
It looks like Mr. Hiley will be.
Oh, he's back at it. Needs to bring a 6-pack with him.
Mr. Hiley's
He's got his tools instead.
He's getting.
Had a little chat with the judge here as he explained about how he makes decisions and works with his tools. And
so while they're measuring the shoes here, I heard some applause across the venue there. It appears that Zachary Smith has won his 5th game, and he has earned the title of Cadet Boys World Champion just across the venue as these ladies are still kind of getting going here.
Well, he wasted no time after taking his victory over here.
They got 4 shoes in, and him and Kendall Beck across the arena threw 40 shoes.
So she picks up a 1 point there. Now it's 3-1.
Sharon looking to cling to her world championship Sharon last year.
Sharon takes a deep breath before she pitches.
Yeah,
That's like a pushed horseshoe. She looks like she throws it with a push.
You're right. She's kind of pushing that shoe in there.
Which is great. Everybody has their own style and the way they want to throw it. Just we recognize that on everybody's pitch. And, oh, that one was good.
She got a ringer.
Twist around there. That danced a bit.
See what happens here. She could extend the score just a little, and she will with a 3 ringers 3. Marlis. I just heard somebody else say Marlis.
Yep, Marlis. So you're not going to get in trouble, and I won't either. So
I think we finally got it right.
So
6-1 in the early going.
6-1 in that second ringer, making it 6-1 after a 3-1 lead. Now pitching Marlis again with their 6-1 lead. There's one that sticks there. Marlis Tim in the blue shirt.
Big deep breath from Sharon.
Sharon in the red shirt. That one she's not too satisfied. She gave that horseshoe a dirty look after that pitch.
Not too happy with that one.
Can't take that one back. Oh, that one hit the stake, and she's...
Marlis is not going to be playing around much here, it doesn't look like.
She looked like she just swallowed an anchovy. It didn't go down good.
Got the wrong pizza or something.
12-1 right now as Marlis stretched out her lead. Well, you know, Marlis has more experience. She's 80 years old.
She's got a little bit of a competitive edge.
There you go.
I may say. See, Sharon has both shoes to pitch. Just solid form from Sharon.
She takes her time. She breaks it down and looks it over. Good concentration.
Yeah, it's the same thing every time from Sharon. There are minor, when you get to that level and you've been playing so long, there are minor things about your pitch that cause you to miss, and they're so subtle that without studying her for a few minutes, which we'll try to do here, it's hard to really see what's causing her to miss the ones she does.
So Sharon picks up the 1 point there, making it 12-2 behind Marlis. There's her first pitch.
You know, it appears to me all Sharon needs to do here is just get that shoe up just a little more. And it looks like she's dropping the shoe just a little bit.
Little flat line in it, Clint.
Yeah, because the reason I say that is that you see that shoe coming in and it is wide open, but it's towing in front of the stake and just kind of swinging around to the side.
Uh-huh.
She just needs just a little more height, and I think she'll be
You
fine.
like it's like a twist instead of a end over end.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying there?
Yeah. Very few women pitchers in history have, well, I better not say very few. Fewer women pitchers in history have thrown a turn. Most pitchers throw a flip in the women's division, at least nowadays. But the 1 1/4 turn is probably the most popular turn in the sport. A turn shoe definitely has advantages. If it's spinning when it hits the stake, it won't come off as easily as a flip will.
So Marlis gets 3 more on that ringer, making it 15-2.
See what happens here. Yeah, she is just pushing away here.
Marlis with a 13-point lead here.
See here, and she's gonna squeak in there. You know, if Sharon hits that, if she were to drop a shoe here, she could push that one on for Marlis.
Sharon desperately needs some points here. They want to stretch this too far and have to make a big-time comeback.
And she goes right. That's an experience thing. She knew that if she were to throw a little short, she'd put her on, so she just went over the top.
Good concentration, get some fresh oxygen in the body.
And
There it
she's
is.
Got a solid double. They'll tighten this thing up a little bit, 15-8 once she calls this, it looks like.
Beautiful pitch right there, ring-a-ding-ding-dong. And she needed that. She needed to get some points, and she got 6, so
Just a
15-6.
a very good example of class going on here.
15-8, correct me. 6 and 2 is 8. Sharon might be feeling it now. Start getting in that groove, you're focused, you're dialed in.
Like you get in that groove, it's like throwing pebbles into a stream. It just comes naturally.
Yep.
Nice.
You just hope that it holds out to the whole match.
Right, just a little.
But it's that up and down that you get into a hot streak there, then you get cold all of a sudden, and you're double thinking things.
Yeah. These young ladies here, they have thrown already in just a couple of games over 100 shoes. Or Sharon has.
Talking about 100 shoes like for a day, at what point does that take a toll on your wrist, your arm?
Yeah.
I mean, because I was talking to, Papa Shop people, and they throw, probably when the qualifiers happen, 250 to 300 shots. So they were telling me about a sore arm. So that's not, over 2 pounds. This is over 2 pounds. At what point does that start making your arm sore? On the number? Or?
Probably, for a younger player, I would say after a couple 150 shoes, you'll notice things start to get sore other than your arm. Like you take kind of an aggressive step in this sport, and your leg will get a little sore. Your wrist could get sore, but the thing about it is that a lot of your arm work is momentous. Is that a word? Momentous?
It is now. Do they call it shoe arm if your arm gets sore?
No, they don't hardly call it shoe arm. You'll notice people start to change their pitch as they get a little sore if you watch them closely.
She's hot right now, Sharon.
Yeah.
She's dialed in.
Sharon at this point in the
She's got swaggered right now.
tournament has thrown 136 shoes, 16 of those being in this game. And she has thrown 7 ringers, 8, 9 out of 18 with the 2 she just threw.
Oh. Let me sit this on top of your thing. Marlis in the blue, Sharon in the red shirt. Gonna look this over.
What's going to happen here?
Current score 15-9 with Marlis in the lead. So Sharon got a 3 out of that, making it 15-12 as she pulls it closer and ready to pitch again. That one just went to the outside of the stake. Took a weird hop there.
See here, I'm working on looking up some records for us here. This World Tournament for Marlis is the first one she's pitched since 2017. She's pitched
quite a bit of time off in between the.
She made several championship classes before. She made the championship class in 2006 in Gillette, Wyoming for the senior women's division. And she also made it again in Ardmore, Oklahoma the very next year, also in the senior women's division. Looks like she placed as high as 4th in the senior women's over the years. Picking up a class championship going all the way back to 2000 in Bismarck, North Dakota. Marlis' first World Tournament with us was in 1993 in Spearfish, South Dakota. That was a big tournament for the NHBA. A lot of players played in Spearfish.
Both ladies looking it over. Looks like we're going to have to pull out the measurement tools here. See if we can get a tight shot of that somewhere. I guess
May need Judge Hiley back out there before it's over.
Judge is on the oxygen tank over there trying to get some air. He's been called so many times. He's chomping at the bit, ready to get out there.
He made his knowledge sound good when he was on, right?
I see him raising his hand. Call me.
He's begging to get out there. That judge is like a bulldog tied to a porch, ain't he? He's waiting to get into action.
These ladies say, I don't need no judge.
No.
We'll straighten the things out. So that once we figured out 1 point and making it 16-12, Marlis taking a 4-point lead.
Looks like here, just glancing at the record book, Sharon Chittister pitching in her 19th World Tournament. Last year was her first World Championship. Along the way, she's picked up 3 class championships, going all the way back to 2003. At her first World Tournament right here in Wisconsin, just a little bit away from here in Eau Claire. Started out 34.38%, looks like, and she would win her class in her very first World Tournament, but it would take a few years for her to get into the championship.
Concentration by Sharon.
Sharon has pitched in 19 World Tournaments, and in 12 of those appearances, she would make the championship class in all 3 divisions over the years, the women's, the senior women's, and then culminating to become our first elder women's world champion last year in Sandy, Utah.
So it looks like Marlis is going to pick up a few more points here after they look things over and count them up. 16-12 right now. Marlis with the lead over Sharon, and she adds some more to her total here.
Marlis is going to get halfway there.
Actually, it's all tied up.
Looks like it's going to be 20-12 here.
Yeah, that looks like there was a
little bit of a discrepancy.
Malfunction. 20-12, that's right.
We're back to 20-12. Marlis Timms took the lead. over rotated just a little bit and clicked off to the right.
Back in the day, so you like painting your shoes or what?
You know, it's very interesting to see all the different colors of shoes. When I have time, I like to paint them. But, you know, on the way up here, people have been giving me grief all week. I had so much stuff to bring, I left them in the bed of the truck. And I got rusted because it rained up here. So
Well, they're rust color now.
before the championship starts next week, for the adults, I plan on trying to paint mine.
There you go.
Yeah.
Marlis hung a couple around that stake.
You know, when you get to a certain level in the game and you've been doing it for a while, you'll find that it's almost advantageous not to paint your shoe because the feel will be consistent if you never paint them. The feel of the shoe, that paint will affect your feel a little bit, but it looks like Sharon wears a glove, so that may not be a factor.
So we'll see as they pull them out here. The final count here is Marlis adds to her lead, now making it 23-12. Looking to stretch out her lead a bit here. Marlis ready to pitch her first shoe. Strung that one around the stake. You have to, actually the first person come out there, and that one just got away and went all the way to the back there, and here comes Sharon. Opportunity for Sharon with one loose shoe in the back there. Takes her deep breath. Gives that stake a big, serious look, and here comes our first pitch. Run that one, yeah, beautiful. Told that stake that. She's got a routine where she takes a deep breath, sort of like a batter in a batter's box, twisting his glove back on.
Yeah, if you watch her, she does about the same thing every time. It doesn't matter what's down there, she's going to throw it about the same way.
She might pick up a point here. Currently 23-12. They dig out their shoes here. No bueno. Still 23. Well, she did pick up that 1 point, 23-13. Here comes Sharon again. One took a weird bounce backwards. We didn't hear the clank of hitting the stake. Big opportunity for her to get back in this. That one's just to the outside of the stake.
What happens here if she can capitalize?
Marlis looking to add to her total right now. 23-12 is the score. 23-13. Check that.
We've got 23-13 as our score here. Marlis has got the lead.
It looks like Sharon can pick up 1 point here.
And she's got a close one laying.
Looks like she's going to get 2 points there for the two that have gotten close there. 23-15, so getting a bit closer there for Sharon as Sharon will crank up her arm here for her pitch. Beautiful one there, right? Bring her around the stake there on her first pitch. Needs to get some big points to get that lead down a bit. Right now down 23-15. Here's her second pitch. Oh, she clanked that.
Hit the front of the box.
Yeah, there's a big daddy clank there, and it came out of the pit.
You know, we're not an official judge of this contest, but I'm believing that Sharon may be getting close to the time limit on her pitching. We'll time that on this next frame here.
It's a dead shoe out there, and there's a...
She's got her covered.
Sharon right there.
Marlis can extend that lead with another ringer here.
Marlis could get another 3 here if she does.
And a double.
So there you have it. She adds 6.
It appears Sharon may be struggling a little.
29-15. Nobody's making the official call here. I'll do it for them.
Maybe a.
Up 26. So that
Looks like she
second one.
She may have called that quietly.
26-15. Marlis getting on her horse looking to close this out. And she missed a couple times around that stake.
Two real close points. That's what we say, 2 real solid points.
26-15 with Marlis in the lead over Sharon.
Sharon delivering her first shoe.
That one took a weird bounce into the clay and then backwards.
And going through her routine. Okay, we started our clock just a little late there, but it looks like she's getting close to that limit.
Looks like she's going to pick up the 3 on that one and maybe the 3 and 1.
So here's a little information about the time limit. The time limit starts when you get into the pitching position. We'll let the official judge make the call if the call needs to be made, but when she addresses the stake, she has 30 seconds to deliver both of those shoes.
26-18 as she picked up the 3 points on that ringer.
She picks it up a little.
Second pitch by Sharon coming up here.
Sharon has got it down to a science. She took 29 seconds to deliver both of those shoes after she addressed the stake. So she is legal.
Using every bit of it. Very efficient.
Taking every second she can.
There's a ringer there for Marlis. Going to add to her score of 26 here.
Marlis is kind of got blood in the water.
There it is. She added 6 there.
Pushing it to 32-18, it looks like.
32-18. Sharon's going to have to get on her horse and put her cape on if she wants to catch Marlis.
What's the cape going to do, Frank?
Well, the superhero.
What's the cape going to do? We're getting to the point Superman may not be able to.
Every superhero on the horse has a cape.
This is one of those dusters. The Wild West superhero is going to roll into town here.
Yep.
32-18.
Couple of pitches by Marlis right there. Sharon
sticks a couple in there close.
Sharon's got her routine that she's focused. And there it is. She hung that one in there. It's looking to hang another one in here. And
Sharon's not going to go quietly into the night, is she?
Not yet. And she doesn't go quietly, so that makes it 32-21, I assume. I'm an unofficial scorer, though.
Yeah, we may be correct.
By accident.
And that is correct. 32-21 will be the score in this contest.
All right, so Sharon's not dead yet. She's still pumping there.
She's just holding on. That is a ringer.
So we'll see.
A ringer. And it'll be hard to knock that one off.
That one's stuck in the clay.
You know, Sharon.
Oh!
Sharon could get back in this game. She just needs a little more height on her shoe. But it looks like she's doing something right with both of those.
We'll see if Marlis answers to this. 32-21, Marlis in the lead over Sharon. Number 1 seed. Oh, that one bounced.
Bounced off. Sharon may fight into this game yet.
Sharon can. Oh!
32-27 will be the new score.
6-4-3, whatever that happened.
Looks like a 6-point swing.
Yeah, so we're going up to 26 here. 32-26. All of a sudden, this thing is
27. 32-27.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Well, you didn't start using the other hand, Frank.
Yeah. I had my shoe off.
Yeah.
32-27. All of a sudden, Sharon's back in this, a 5-point spread.
She's got the right height now.
She's on fire.
Yeah, she's got the right height on her shoe. It looks like she's getting them up much better than she was in the early going.
You could fry an egg on her neck. She's hot right now.
Yeah. Ooh, clicking off to the left.
Just off, just a hair there. Could have hung 2 again and put the pressure on Marlis. So we'll see what Marlis has here.
When you get to this point in the contest, they can really go either way.
Well, you've probably seen a lot of leads, big leads, and all of a sudden they get shrink down. And we saw a couple earlier, but, a commanding lead, and then we talk about that, you go into a slump and your opponent gets hot. Oh, that one bounced off, and that one hurt.
That's the thing about these point games, is you're never out of it as long as there's not a shoe limit like we've seen with the cadet girls.
All of a sudden we see Marlis getting cold and shoes bouncing off of stakes, and all of a sudden you're not getting the breaks, and all of a sudden we're 32-30.
Well, that's the experience factor coming into play here. They've got similar experience, but Sharon may just have a little more on this stage. The defending champion usually has the advantage, but, that's like having a bullseye on your back.
We'll see if Sharon stays hot here.
She dropped that one. Looks like she may start dropping them again. If she can't keep that height, she's going to start having problems.
Big opportunity here on the second pitch of her shoe.
And she will miss that one. Now Marlis with the double here could push it to the point where she could go out on the very next frame if she could just throw a double here. Be a lot of pressure on Sharon.
32-30. She's ran into a cold streak here a bit, Marlis. Oh, there it is, another weird bounce.
When
things start happening, you start getting these weird bounces there.
One thing I've noticed here is Marlis has slowed down just a little bit. That could be affecting her rhythm. And she will not score on
So here we go, 32-31, I think.
32-32, I believe. I think we might have a
might
tie
give
ball
the two
game.
of them.
Yeah. Well, you started 0-0, and
she's
now
giving her the peace sign.
Yeah, 32 all.
There you go. We were way down here. I'm looking back at 23-15, 26-18, and all of a sudden we got a tied up match here.
Yeah, you've got it. Looks like both of these ladies though have dropped under the 50% marker. They're clicking them off to the side and throwing short. And that's a ringer.
Yeah, Sharon's not slowing down a bit. All of a sudden, you were hot. You get a couple of weird bounces off the stake, and nothing's landing for you.
One thing you can't afford to do in this championship class is get cold for a little while. You kind of got to keep the pressure.
Not against a good player, because they're going to capitalize on that.
Looks like each of them are giving each other good opportunities, but nobody's capitalizing so far. Sharon has fought her way back into this game. And there's a ringer.
She felt it there. Hung that one. Beautiful pitch there by Sharon. I mean, by
Marlis.
Marlis,
yeah. Sharon's a safer name to say around this place here.
There's that one, that first pitch. There's that one, so she's picked up a 1 point on that one. 33-32 is the score. Here we come back with Sharon. Taking a deep inhale of the oxygen here in the Greenheck Turner Community Center.
Yeah, Greenheck Turner Community Center has been great here for us. Big building that we're in. Huge building, but the action is centered around this one court right now.
She hung that on the side of the stake. Here's her second pitch.
Looks like
That's a weird stance there.
something strange happened there, Frank. I don't.
With a little help
exactly
from the
know.
stake, I'll hang both my shoes.
Yeah.
Big opportunity for Marlis to.
So one thing that goes on annually, Sharon Chittister is from the Indiana, Ohio area. Stepping into our booth here just a second ago was the gentleman that runs the Greenville Ringer Classic that Sharon attends almost every year. One of the longest running horseshoe tournaments in the sport that's left.
Oh, it looks like so. Looks like Sharon's going to pick up a point here. 2 points.
2 points.
That's a zinger, making it 35-32.
Now this is the point where it gets really important because a double could put Sharon out where Marlis to miss both of her shoes.
Sharon could capitalize here, coming all the way back, leading 35-33.
And there's a ringer.
Big pitch there, making it, if it holds up, 38. But I'm sure Marlis has got something to say about that. As you said, you can start hitting a cold streak and your opponent gets hot, and this is what happens here.
You know, if Marlis misses both here, this will be a 39 to 32 point game.
You start shanking your pitch, and your shoe starts going off to the side and hitting this, that, and the other thing, and all of a sudden you're looking in your rearview mirror and your opponent's there.
Right.
There's a good
Marlis got a
pitch.
ringer there. Sounds like she's got some fans over there.
Got the crowd into it over here.
And she will get the point. Marlis.
Replay of Sharon's second pitch, and there's the pitch from Marlis.
Marlis Tim pushing it to 33-35. Sharon's still in the driver's seat, though. Once you've exceeded 34 points, you can go out in one frame. Sharon has a little room for error here. Marlis has none.
Well, with the score 35-33, Sharon could just close it out, and hopefully she's hoping that Marlis can't hit her. So.
Looks like Marlis has at least one on. That'll keep Sharon from going out, but turns it into it's a two-shoe game right now.
She's not too happy with her pitches lately, and that's just part of the game where you go through a cold streak and you go through a hot streak. And
Marlis standing in front of the NHPF sponsor sign there. NHPF maintains our Horseshoe Pitching Hall of Fame, beautiful Wentzville, Missouri. If you're ever in the area, stop by and check out a piece of horseshoe history. And Sharon with
looks like she's going to get something here.
pushing it to 38-33.
Right on the brink of, she's on the front door, twisting the doorknob.
Well, you know, right now it is a one-shoe game. That means that
You even got Sharon smiling, so
yeah, it's the first time she's smiled since she's been out there, isn't it?
Something's happening there.
Yeah.
She's focused again right now, trying to close this out.
Like an eagle bearing down. Ooh. But you know, Frank, all she needs is 2 points.
Right. So her second pitch, getting ready for that. Within that 30-second mark. Oh, that was a dud.
It was not dead, though. That is a live shoe. She has 2 points laying. If I was Marlis, I would be begging for a double, or at least a ringer.
Good matchup here as it's late in the game. Match.
Marla's taking some extra time here. And she gets a ringer.
That's going to help her
That
quite
will
a bit.
keep her alive and possibly push her to the same point Sharon's in.
So right now at 38-36, the unofficial score.
And she gets a double.
So she goes
this
39-38 if I'm...
Sharon needs 2 points, and Marlis will just need 1.
39-38. You saw that on the replay there. There's that second ringer.
There's zero room for error here.
This will do it, this round right here. You would think the probabilities of it ending here in this bottom.
And there's a ringer for Marlis.
That's a good stiff one by Marlis. She hung that around the stake. Ooh, that's going to be
Marlis. Now Sharon must throw a double to stay alive.
All of a sudden, she caught fire.
The pressure is all on the defending champion.
$39-38. Marlis in the lead.
And
Two
Sharon,
hanging the stake.
here's the thing. Sharon is not necessarily out. She could pull that shoe on, but it is unlikely.
Going to have a twist to that one to pull it down.
It's possible. And she did not. That will end the game.
That's it. Good matchup there between Sharon and Marlis.
Marlis, with that win, systematically will eliminate Sharon from being able to defend her championship this year. We are now almost guaranteed a new Elder Women's World Champion in 2026.
Great effort by both those players here. And Marlis wins it 42-38. They talk about things, a little laughs, and
that is
good viewing for our viewing audience out there watching this great competition here on Go Live Sportscast.
Yeah, that is the...
Well, maybe we'll talk to Sharon, put her on her headset. Sharon, do you want to get on a headset?
Sure.
Here we go.
Do you have one? Hop on this headset here.
We'll talk to Sharon as she had an opportunity there, and it was right on the doorstep. Sharon, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can.
So tell us, I mean, you were down quite a bit. You made a great effort and came back and almost closed it out. And then that last inning by her, and it just, you guys had, either one of you was going to win that. It was 39-38, and she came ahead 42-38.
Yeah, she's a great pitcher. I have a lot of respect for her. It's just, you need to focus. And if you lose your focus, then your shoe goes somewhere that you don't want it to go.
Yeah.
Well, you were down quite a bit, and you made a great comeback. And we saw the focus on your face as you threw those shoes. You pitched those shoes. So you were down quite a bit. You made a great run, and she ran into a bit of a slump, and then you started throwing those 3 zingers, and you made a heck of a comeback. Were you feeling it for a bit?
Yeah, for a bit. I sometimes lose focus, but coming back, it felt really good. The shoe felt good. It felt good going on. So
it looked like to me, Sharon, you may have been dropping the shoe a little there in the game. You was throwing a good open shoe, but it don't look like you had enough height. Did you notice that at all?
Yeah, and I backed up because I was throwing to the right.
Okay.
And to me, when my shoe is going to the right, I'm going too fast.
Yeah.
So to contradict or fix that, you move back.
Yeah.
And then if you throw the same shoe, then it's going to go low.
Yeah, you were throwing a good open shoe there. It just looked like you was coming up just a little short the majority of the time you were missing.
Yeah, but it was good open shoes. Except the one that hit and came back in the lane. That was not a good shoe.
Right.
But yeah, for the most part, I was happy with my game.
Yeah.
All right, Sharon. Well, we appreciate you talking to us, and great effort there. You were so close, but a great viewing match there for all our audience to watch. We thank you for stopping by.
Well, thank you for having me.
What a great matchup that was that we saw here. It's good to watch and see the competition and see how much you can enjoy this match. horseshoes. A lot of people haven't experienced actually playing horseshoes in a competitive way, and it's very good. You know, at first when I started watching horseshoe competition, it wasn't, you know, until you watch it and dissect the matchups and watch how it's played, it's really, really exciting, the countdown and getting to the final points. Waiting for our next matchup here as we've been through 3 matches so far here. 1, 2, 3, 4 matches. Still waiting for the junior boys division. So that's supposed to be coming up. Landon Morgan against Santino Caldu. Hope I got his name right. Morgan from Illinois and Santino from New Mexico. Also supposed to have the girls junior game 6 coming up here. We're waiting for our next matchup. What's the status here so far, Ben? We're waiting for our next matchup, possibly game 7.
Yeah, we are currently seeking a interviewee that we're going to try to hop on for the girls' championship that we can kind of get some insight from. It appears that they are still in the midst of their
Competition down at a different match.
Yeah, their 5th game. We've got a little bit of a break here, it looks like. Just going to look at the games in progress on what's going on with the girls right now. Yeah, it appears they're going to be there just a little while when they're.
All right, we'll take a short break here on Go Live Sportscast. Be back with some more horseshoes.
distance pitchers, so the man will be playing from the back by the peg.
Oh, be pitching from there?
Yep.
No, we'll just adjust the camera.
Oh, you got the. Never mind. What am I doing? I'm gonna leave this shit to you, and I'm gonna just not worry about it.
No, it's fine.
I was just making a comment. I just wanted to.
So, Monday. What time is it Monday?
We start at 8 a.m.
Okay.
with the elder men. Get you a breakdown again, obviously. All those games are predetermined too.
Right.
So we'll have
Okay, so Monday,
I was picking up.
I've got that camera in that court over there.
it should be just fine.
Clear enough.
Are they going to be using that? Because they got the guy freaked out at me. I had to wait till they're done.
So
That's in the back there. Oh, you're going to lose your camera.
I think it'll be just fine.
I got
Especially
24
since you got it.
cameras.
Especially since you have it already on the tripod and everything.
Kelly taught me a new word.
What's that?
Stanchion.
Stanchion?
I never knew what a
That's the
stanchion
word of the day for me.
She's like, oh, we can get some stanchions. I said,
What's a stand?
what? Literally, I'm on the phone. I go, what? She said a stanchion. I'm like,
So, we got to figure out what we're tearing down tonight. Just the cameras.
I would even leave like
What?
leave the little one hooked up. But my understanding is this place is going to be pretty safe.
Well, I don't know. Are they open tomorrow?
Well, I'm
They'll be
coming
open.
in to edit.
They're open tomorrow. Yeah. I mean, they're open all the time. You just might, you just need
What
to show
time's
the
the Hall of
badge.
Fame thing?
5 o'clock.
And where is that?
Dale
alley.
Weston Lanes.
It's bowl and bin.
Yeah, bowling bin.
Is it a bowling alley?
It's at a bowling alley event center. Yeah.
Does that mean we
Stan's
get to
gonna
go
be
bowling,
there.
Frank?
What's that?
Does that mean we get to go bowling?
Oh wow.
I'm not playing the caveman's game. No, I might. Stan won't be there?
He's getting inducted into the Hall of Fame.
Oh, okay. I thought he was putting the part of the show together.
He's also the MC, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But he's going into the Hall of Fame. What are the girls on? I just looked. 38 points. There's a 36 point. There's 2 close ones.
where are they at? Where?
Yeah. They're down on the other end though.
So far, I can understand everything Glenn said.
Oh yeah? Well,
Yeah.
that's good.
Got a southern drawl.
Good luck.
I can't make it to the.
We got a few minutes.
Oh.
Can't make it to the Hall of Fame. You got work to do.
No, I gotta watch my Big League Chew bubble gum
Big week.
on ESPN News. We did it last year. Like we did this show 2 years ago. This is last year we did the Big League bubble gum chew.
Blowing bubble contest
Yeah,
or something.
yeah.
That's got to be some riveting commentary.
It's actually pretty good. I mean, it was very.
Look at the size of that thing.
She's got a sticky face. Yeah.
It just popped all over her.
Yeah. times they've played this. I've seen it.
You know this is a family show.
He said it, not me. I'm thinking about the family.
That was a good elevator
yeah.
to be on there.
Yes, it was. Well, Marlis had beat Sharon both times in preliminary play too, but they were both close games.
Yeah.
Sharon was the odds-on favorite, and Marlis was the overall #1 seed after prelims. So it's very interesting.
These are the
This is the junior girls that are playing. It's unfortunate. Well, it looks like they're going to get the
Sequoia.
Sequoia.
Tree.
Yep.
Wise.
Sequoia Wise, yep.
Danielle Wilson. What'd they do? We gotta see all this in my monitor?
What?
This isn't going out, is it?
No, that's not Cherokee. We're better off. Get some comments here and there. So, there'll be no time for
This is Joan Elmore,
Hi.
a 10-time world champion. She's Ben was looking for somebody to help out with comments here or there about our junior girls. So this is your lovely lady.
So she's taking Ben's place.
I think so. Ben's on his way back, but yeah, when you're ready to,
Okay.
I'll go grab them.
What's your name now?
Joan.
Joan?
Elmore. Sorry.
Elmore?
Yeah, got a frog in my throat. Sorry.
We might have 3 people on that. So Joan.
10-time women's world champion. All-time record holder. Tied. She's going to break the title this year. This is her 5th try at getting #11.
pin spot, or are we adding you in?
Ben will come back.
Okay.
You're not going to go on the call, Dalton?
Later.
I've never done this before, so you'll have to show me what to do. That's why there's a microphone that does all the work.
You need a mint?
I need something desperately, yes.
Look at me awkward.
Thank you.
Offering a mint here. I am dying.
Back here on Go Live Sportscast, I am Frank Mazzola, along with President Ben Webb of the NHPA, and joining us now is Joan Elmore, 10 times world champion from Tennessee. Joan, it's good to have you here.
Thank you very much.
What do we expect out of this next match? Break it down for us, Joan, as Danielle Russell takes on Sequoia Wise. You've seen both these players play?
I've pitched I've practiced with Danielle, and she's really good.
Looks like we're about to. They're just going down and back right now.
Right, they're just going down and back.
Yeah.
They haven't started the game yet.
Joan, tell us here what they are one game away from the end of this tournament for both girls. You know, as we get in the down and back with them here, we're going to look and see where they stand. So as it stands right now, Danielle is 5-0, Sequoia is 4-1. How would you, if you were in this situation, how would you be feeling? Let's say you was 5-0 and you really needed to win this game. How would you be feeling about it right now?
Oh, I would be. I would feel the pressure right now. I'm sorry, and I feel the pressure of, just doing my best and I'm sorry.
So tell us about all your experience. You're 10 times world champion. I mean, nobody gets there by accident.
No, it takes a lot of work to get there, and I'm sure these girls are putting they're all into it right now. And my experience has been fabulous. I've just enjoyed the ride and going for number 11 this year.
So you know what's interesting, Joan? While we were looking here, as we're waiting for this game to get underway, I was looking at your history here. It looks like you got started in the World Tournament in 1997, Kitchener, Ontario. Is that correct?
That's correct. Yes.
Why in the world did somebody from Tennessee wait till the World Tournament went to Canada to start attending?
Sorry about that. That was my first. I got some right here. It was my first year of pitching ever, and I was just full of excitement, and I wanted to, go to my first World Tournament. But when I got there, I realized I had a broken leg.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
Okay.
I couldn't pitch that much, but I still was excited.
So it took you almost 10 years, and then you would capture your first world title in Gillette, Wyoming, right?
Yes.
Okay. At that time, you would play against a bunch of the greats. I believe Becky Kemper was around that time, right?
Yes.
That was a great junior girls world champion from
Yeah.
Kentucky. You never played as a junior girl.
No, I did not. I did not start playing until I was 48 years old.
But you know what's interesting though is that you have become a great example for a lot of these young ladies, and that I'm sure that as they're walking around the tournament, they're looking up to you, and that's the heights they're looking to achieve.
Right.
And it all starts for these young ladies right here tonight with Danielle Russell at Sequoia Wees. What are we seeing out there, Frank, so far?
So far, we got a 1-0 lead. Sequoia's got a 1-0 lead. But we got a traffic jam around the stake right now, and see, going to be digging out of clay here a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Here we go, right here.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like they're trying to figure out what to call here.
Looks like got another 1 point, so Sequoia's got a 2-0 lead here.
Two-point lead. Okay.
Couple of singles there, Sequoia.
So let me ask you, Joan, they probably play a lot like we do. They don't have these cameras on all the time. How does that affect you when the cameras get in the room?
I actually don't pay any attention to it. I just pitch my game and don't really look at the camera. But you're aware that it's there.
Yeah.
Always aware it's there. But
looks like a ringer from Danielle.
Yes, it does.
Cover her up. And it looks like she's going to sneak in that close point.
Mm-hmm.
Now, do you find those points to be very essential here in these 40-point games, or is it all about the ringers in this championship?
Absolutely. I have won and I have lost by 1 point.
It's all about the points,
Yes.
Frank. That's what we're hearing.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And
It's like Danielle has scored her first point here tonight.
Should
Yep.
be 2-1, and it is
2-1, yes.
He stuck the shoe up there in front of the plate. Now, how would you play that if you were Danielle throwing your second shoe there when you got that one standing up? Would you adjust your pitch at all?
I would throw it just a little bit higher
Okay.
on the stake, try to get it to go on. But if it's like she just did, if it's kind of the side, you can just pitch your regular pitch.
Okay. Okay, so you're not going to try to change too much for that?
No, I would not.
Looks like she snuck in there for a ringer.
Looks like.
So Sequoia picks up a few more points there. Looks like she got 3 to make it 5-1.
She called a ringer 3 there. She's not wasting a whole lot of time, is
No,
she?
she pitches fairly
Right there.
fast.
I just seen her. She is hugging that line. There's another. There's a ringer.
There's a ringer right
We
there.
call that a
yeah.
Sunday shoot. It doesn't hit anything, but it encircles the stake, right?
Say it again. You trying to get me into here?
That
Nope,
is
now that's-
stopping up the stake
Yeah,
a little
that's
bit.
darkening it up. But she blocked herself.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
and it looks like that did come into play.
Mm-hmm. So it's like a ringer 3.
just have to see what happens here. Sequoia going to push the lead just a little further with 8-1. Looks like she can come off the top there. There's our official, Mr. Hiley, getting back involved.
Dead shoe, right?
Dead shoe.
Yes, that's a dead shoe.
Dead shoe.
How do you bring it back to life?
Well, you try to put this next one on.
You need a whole lot of oxygen.
Another dead
And
one.
And
she
she's
didn't.
killed the second one. John, what does it look like she's pitching? Is she pitching the dead-eye shoe? It looks like she may be. Not her, but
The other one.
yeah. Yeah, look at that shoe. That almost looks like a dead-eye.
It does. I'm not really up to speed on all the different kinds of shoes.
And
though.
she
There's
is
a
going
ringer.
to tighten that lead up. It looks like it's going to be 8-7 now.
Yep. Nope, they're going to check it out.
Yeah. So tell me, Joan, would you, being a 10-time world champion like you are, would you check that or would you just give it to her?
I do not give anything. No, you'd always check
Are
it.
you sure?
I'm sure.
You sure?
I've hoped for some to be given to
Yeah.
me. but, no.
We don't get a whole lot of breaks here, do we?
No, we do not.
It looks like she has thrown that one away.
So
That's
8-7
two misses
Sequoia.
Right there.
Good solid point.
Yeah.
8-7 Sequoia in the lead over Danielle.
Sequoia steps back up.
And right now,
She
she
flops
got
it
a,
on.
she got a lucky one there. Right at this point, she's
Roll it on a
thinking,
little.
don't miss, don't miss. Oh,
And
she
it looks
missed.
like she'll kill that shoe, but it looks like she may
I
have
think
the
I think
ringer.
it may be on. But they will check it. Yep, it's on.
So that'll make it 11-7.
Right.
Sequoia in the lead. Things tightened up there a bit, and
Yeah. And it,
Sequoia landed that ringer.
at any point that you're in the lead, you think to yourself, okay, I'm ahead, don't miss. And she
Now,
missed.
what do you see between, an experienced thrower like you and the younger crowd that's getting into horseshoes? What do you see the differences? Is there any difference? I mean, they don't have the experience
Yeah,
you have, but
right. Well, I did not start young, so I don't have that feeling or that knowledge, but I do see that they're like excited, about the whole game. And as we get older and more experienced, we just take it as real serious. And but they're serious right now for sure.
do you get a sore arm from pitching too much?
Very seldom. No, my arm does not get sore, believe it or not.
You've been wondering about that one, haven't you?
Yeah.
You've been holding that one back.
I don't. I get a little tightness like most people would, but I don't get the.
There's a
sore.
ringer.
That's a beautiful ringer right there. Very solid.
We've got a tight game in the early going between Sequoia and Danielle out there at 11 to
Okay.
10. Just to give you a brief history of the division that we're seeing play out here tonight. 1967, we crowned our first junior girls world champion in Benita Siebold from Huntington, Indiana. That was held in Fargo, North Dakota. Over the years, we've seen an array of averages. Some of the biggest names that we can remember, Sandy McLaughlin being one of those, Lesta Polak, going all the way back to a local here from Wisconsin, and Penny Steinke, who would win the Junior Girls World Championship in 95 and 96, undefeated both times. She'd also capture the Women's World Championship in 2024, still residing in Wisconsin. She'll be competing here later this next week. Shalise Sebastian would pick up the title 4 times. She's with us again. Alina Cook, that's our youth director, also from Wisconsin. She picked up the title in 2006 in Gillette. A lot of times over the years, Wisconsin has captured the title. Again, Bethany Heinrichs picked it up in 2010 and 2011. Several times over the years. Again, Sarah Chaffee local legend here. What can you tell us about Sarah Chaffee? Here's what I know about Sarah. Sarah was the only player that I know to move into the Open Women's before the age of 18 and capture the title.
As far as I know, the only one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, now Skyla.
Yeah.
She's
Now Sarah had that it factor. Do you see that in either one of these two competitors? Do they have that kind of potential that you can see?
That's very hard to say. But it's very hard to say. But Sarah had a drive about her that.
You don't see that in a whole lot of young players, do you?
No, not anymore.
Right.
No, I'm surprised that Sarah's not still pitching. She really surprised me with that. But she did go into golf, so she's doing that.
Yeah, very proud of what she's doing and accomplishing.
Right.
Moving into college, but
and she I think isn't she the only junior girl to pitch a perfect game in the world?
Yeah, and she moved into the Open Women's Championship before the age of 18 and captured the title.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the most impressive feats, and she's from right here, Oakland, Wisconsin. Looking back over these two, 17 Sequoia, 11 Danielle out there right now. Frank, what have you seen here in the last couple frames?
Well, I've got a serious question for you two. So, Joan, you're from Tennessee, and Ben, you're from Kentucky. Which is a better state?
Well, in terms of basketball,
and in terms of football,
we don't talk about our college football program, but the gold standard of college basketball would be the University of Kentucky. That would be what I'd tell you about Kentucky.
Right.
Not a whole lot of good horses come out of Tennessee either, do they?
No, just horseshoe pitchers.
Well, that is true. There's never been there's only been a few world champions from Kentucky over the years.
Yeah.
Tony Hankins in 1986 would capture the junior boys world championship. I don't believe there's been a junior champion from Tennessee, but yourself capturing 10 women's world titles. Also, Maxine Griffith would capture a senior women's world title and a women's world title over the years. Maxine and Marlene would capture the World Doubles Championship, the inaugural one in Winsville last year. And then Shannon Foster coming out of Tennessee, if you remember. We can tell you a little bit of an interesting story about that, Frank. The Hall of Fame building was originally supposed to be in Jolton, Tennessee.
Right.
Doc Freeman's facility, him and remind me the other gentleman from Missouri, Joe Farron. Were best friends, and it was supposed to be in Tennessee. Unfortunately, Doc would pass away before that time, and it would end up in Missouri. But there's a lot of rich horseshoe history in that Tennessee, Kentucky area.
Right.
Almost as much as right here in Wisconsin, home of a few world tournaments. The world tournament would be in Tennessee in 2012. Did you win that one, Joan?
I did. That was one of my highest tournaments. I had a 86 average in that one.
86% in the Women's World Championship 2012, Knoxville, Tennessee. We'll be joined later by the 2012 Junior Boys World Champion, Dalton Rakestraw, is going to hop on for the Boys Championship game. We've got some stories about that one.
Oh, yeah.
So what are we seeing out there now? 19-17, Danielle showing the lead.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Danielle took the lead there.
Now, let me ask you this: this is a very quiet game most of the time. Would us talking over here on the sidelines distract you if you were out there?
Nope.
Would not bother you at all, huh?
Anybody can walk right by. I don't see them. You get zoned in. You don't pay attention to it.
Right. That's what it takes to be a world champion. You have to deal with the elements sometimes.
Right. Oh, you know me. I'll turn around and wave at people while I pitch it. It don't bother me at all.
So tell me this. I mean, it looks like, and I can't really tell, but it looks like Sequoia is not watching Danielle. Do you watch your opponent pitch?
No, I do not.
You don't watch them?
Mm-mm. I don't watch them. I'll watch their stake to see where their shoe is in case there's any reason to discuss it. But I don't watch them personally, no.
Right.
2017 Russell over Weiss. We have an update score here. Don't know if anybody would have landed on that. Pitches, in fact, one ringer by Russell, taking a 23-17 lead, as both these players are keeping it tight this match so far.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a ringer.
Oh, that's what you expect from the championship classes, for their score to be really close and tight. You don't want to see a runaway, you know.
You don't typically see a whole lot of points get you very far.
Right.
You know, they say close counts in horseshoes, but it doesn't really when you get to this level.
That's right, absolutely.
There we offset that one.
That's a 2-1 there.
Yep. So still should be 23-17, maybe 1 point.
24-17,
Yep.
yeah.
For the closest to the stake there.
And she's going to land a ringer.
Beautiful.
24-17. She's got the advantage and the first pitch. And there's another ringer. Joan, you know, over the years we've played several times. I can only remember winning one of those games.
I think you beat me last time we played in Clarksville.
Oh, well, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I had forgotten that one. I'll add that to the list. It is now lengthened to 2.
But remember, I was coming off of a broken wrist.
And here comes the excuses, Frank.
Oh, the broken wrist. How'd you do that?
Yeah.
Walking through my garage and stepped on my shoestring as I was walking.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought maybe it was pitching.
No, it was at home, and but it laid me up for quite a while, you know, from my pitching.
Have you seen very many horseshoe pitching injuries over the years actually happen on the courts?
Not very many, no, I have not.
Well, you've pitched so many years. What's the wackiest thing you've seen on the courts that happened? You've got to, even if you don't have one, make one up.
Oh, okay, I'm good at that.
Just lie right here on live television.
The wackiest one was I had 2 shoes off. Amy Francis had 1 shoe off. She threw a ringer down, hit her shoe, put it on, hit both of mine. They flipped on, and hers went on. She got 4 ringers right there.
Really?
Yeah, that's the craziest thing I've seen.
So you said Francis there. That's Amy?
Amy Francis,
Amy
yeah.
Francis.
Yeah.
You know, it seems like we see a shoe around here sometime with the Francis name on it. Is there any relation there?
So
I believe
his wife, isn't it?
they're not kin, but they are married.
Married with a
Isn't that the goat's wife?
That's the
Yes,
goat's
it is.
wife.
Yeah, but
Does that make
you better
her
not
a
let her
nanny?
hear you say that. She'll end up over here in the booth.
Yeah, that's the goat's wife, yeah. Now, she and I have a record of, I'm thinking 142 shoes in a world championship.
Really?
Not, in the world title, in the girl game, yeah.
You know, if you think about players who have never, who have always been right there, and you thought they would have picked up a title, is she in the top ones that you think about that are right there at getting just hasn't crossed the finish line yet?
Yeah, I think she probably would have been by now, except her knee was so bad, and she had ended up having knee surgery, and but I think we can see better things out of her to come.
Oh, I guarantee it.
Yeah.
She, Amy has pitched in the World Championship pretty much every year for the last several decades.
Right. 30-17, and she's on the downhill slope here. Danielle is. No, not Danielle.
Sequoia,
yeah.
Looked like we may have been just a little mixed up there. 2008, you had a record-setting longest game with Sylviane Moisin from Canada.
Did Sylviane set 11 world records in that game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then that game was tied by who we mentioned earlier, Sarah Chafee and Marlene Ray, also of Tennessee, in 2023 with 140 shoes pitched in that game.
Yeah, I will stand corrected because Amy, my game was at the Ringer Classic in Ohio.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry
Amy.
about
Amy
that.
does have several games on this list. 2003, Amy Francis and Sue Snyder win 120 shoes in Eau Claire, Wisconsin.
Right.
Also, you win 118 shoes with Amy in 2002 when the tournament was in Red Deer.
Right.
Uh,
She always gives me a long game, no matter
Yeah.
what.
let's see what's going on here.
So, Joan, how many more years do you think you'll be playing? You're just going to.
I'm not putting a time on it. I'm going to put my body on it. As long as my body will let me pitch, I'll pitch. And when it, I start seeing that
Right.
and it starts letting me down, I'll say adios, But I don't know if I have plans to go to seniors or not. I'm pitching too good right now to think about that. But
As
I
we
hope I have a few more years left. Because it's one of my favorite things is pitching horseshoes. I just really enjoy it.
as we were given a little history here, we've reached a critical point in this game.
Yes.
36 points for Danielle on the board. Sequoia's
Right.
got 20, but she just picked up 3 of those in the last frame. And Sequoia is not going to go down without a fight.
Not without a fight, absolutely not. Well, you won in a championship match. You'll do everything you can.
No.
It looks like both of those are off, so this could do it right here.
It could be it if she can
This
pick
could
up a
be.
ringer 4 here
Yeah,
or a double. And that is not a ringer as far as I can tell.
it's pretty close.
May have to get
Pretty
Judge
close,
Hiley
yeah.
out there again. And that is going to definitely
That's going to be
do it.
4 points
that
right
will
there.
end the game, whether that shoe's on or
Absolutely.
not.
40-17.
Yeah.
That on or off,
My
that is
unofficial call.
on or off. That's going to conclude the game.
Yeah, but
And
it's
she
4
is
points.
reaching for the
Yes.
handshake.
It's 4, yeah.
Okay, so now we have now set the stage, and we will not be showing this game here tonight. The World Championship game here in just a moment for the junior girls will take place in one of the other banks, but it will be Adelaide Ohms of Utah and Danielle Russell, both showing perfect records so far, going
Right.
for the world title. Adelaide has a slight advantage of about 10%, but Danielle showed us there in that contest she can do it if she really sets her mind to it.
Absolutely.
It'll be an exciting match to see for sure. Props to Sequoia for her efforts there. Well, Joan, we appreciate you joining us here. It was great to sit down with you for a few minutes and pick your brain.
Okay, I thank you, and I apologize for my voice going.
Oh, you're okay. You're okay.
All right, we'll take a little break here on Go Live Sportscast. Be back in a bit. Back here live at the Greenheck Turner Community Center for the 2026 NHPA Championship. I am Frank Mazzella, along with President Ben Webb and also the second president, Dalton Rakestraw. Dalton, good to have you here.
Hello, hello, hello. Thank you. It's wonderful to be on today.
Great. Frank, we're going to run back here. We are about to get started with our Junior Boys World Championship. I want to go ahead and get the history out of the way before we get started here tonight, and it'll kind of set the stage. 1924, we had the first Junior Boys World Champion, Frank Stinson. He was from Minneapolis. It'd be several years before they'd hold another one. Dave Laux would pick up the title. He would go on to become a NHPA president in his later years. 1960 through 1964, former President Gary Roberts would pick up the title. He would go on to pick up a senior men's world title in 2018. Also a major Yuxkay ambassador. We might talk about that just a little bit. Then we go on down through the years. We'll find Walter Ray Williams Jr., legendary bowler and men's champion. He would pick up the Junior Boys Championship on 3 different occasions, averaging in the high 80% range all those times. Going on to Mark Dyson, picked it up 3 times from 79 to 81. Alan Francis now holds, 35 world championships, counting his men's division titles, but from 82 to 85, he was the guy to beat in the junior division. Jimmy Walters, 89 to 1993, would pick up 5 titles, perhaps the greatest junior boy in history, in many people's opinion. We've had some Canadian champions and Drew Becker over the years. Let's see, last year's world champion, Hastine Begay, was not here with us. Hurt his wrist this year, and he wasn't able to be here with us, but perhaps the best introduction we could do for Dalton Rakestraw. Mr. Rakestraw picked up the title for the second time in 2013 in St. George, Utah, with a 7-0 record, 72.1%. In 2012, he won his first title with a almost record-breaking 87.7%. Knoxville, Tennessee. That'd be my first one. Dalton, tell us a little about that first title. What was it like to run that gauntlet that night?
Gauntlet's a strong word, but I definitely was hungry for something I maybe thought was taken from me a couple of times before, but that bloodthirsty and that blood drive really ran it through. And then I think the first game we ever played was in Knoxville.
First one we ever played.
And we were the first game right out of the gate.
And you know, on that particular evening, you were on a level that no one else at that tournament was on, but I pride myself in holding you longest, and that was only about 50 shoes.
50 shoes, I remember that. It was a long first game, and it was a fun tournament to win, and it was a fun title to win for sure.
So
Still remember that
night. The answer is this: is it harder to win it for the first time or to defend it?
Oh, definitely defend it. Oh my God.
Okay.
Winning it the first time feels great, but when you go out there and you know you have a title on the line and you know something's on your back, man, they just turn up the heat.
You know, we've seen Hastine and we've seen Derek Reynolds and Riley Molino in recent years pitch those high 70, low 80 averages. But what does it take to get to that high 80% range like you was on at that first championship? What kind of practice does that take?
I took a lot of agility in practice more than anything. I mean, going out, you can say you go out and throw and practice 200 shoes a day, but there's a difference between tournament practice and practicing in your backyard. And I think a lot of my practice that year was with my grandfather, and we would go every weekend, every league night we could do. There's a difference between tournament tough and practice tough.
Right.
And I believe that paid off in the end, really getting out there and getting that grit, knowing that there could be a new world champion on the line that night. And I knew I was ready. I was hungry for it. So, and tournament practice really paid off that year.
Okay. And you threw back at that time. You threw a 3/4 forward, and you threw it pretty low, didn't you?
Yeah, I kind of threw a bullet line drive at the stake and threw the Alan Francis signature horseshoe. Yeah, for sure.
Okay. So we have got underway here, Frank. What have you seen in the first few frames out there?
Well, we got Santonio Caldoa against Landon Morgan, and so far 6-0 lead by Morgan here in the early going. Talked to Landon Morgan earlier, 14 years of age from Illinois, and San Antonio's from New Mexico. 7-0 now. Morgan stretching out his lead. Says he enjoys the horseshoe activity quite a bit. Going to be a police officer when he gets to that age and go through the schooling. So
Wow.
right now he's stretching out a lead, trying to hold on to that lead as San Antonio from New Mexico just threw up a ringer there.
So what I'm as you was talking there, I'm looking at the stats. San Antonio Gatto there, he has already, according to the stats, won the world championship. He is 6-0, and everyone else has lost at least 2 games. He will be the first junior boy in history to win the title from New Mexico. Dalton, this brings my mind back to a similar situation. 2013 in St. George, Utah, you were 6-0, and nobody else could possibly win the tournament. How do you feel going into that last game? How is San Antonio feeling? Is the pressure still on, or is he going to ease up a little bit?
Definitely ease up. There's no more pressure at this point. It's just motions at this point. I mean, you have the title won. Even if you do lose this match, it doesn't matter. I mean, it's all for show now because you can just go out there. I mean, still, you want to get the average up and still
100%.
compete, but there's no pressure. He's just coasting right now, and he has no worry in the world. If he wins, he loses. He's the world champion right now, and he knows it. And as you can see, Landon's jumped out to a 7-3 lead on San Antonio.
He's
for
coming
sure.
out of there hot. We've got a judge coming to the court. Looks like we've got a call that we've got to make. What are we seeing on the screen, Frank?
Well, we got the judge out there and talking to him earlier here, and he told us he enjoys doing this. He enjoys going out there making a call. He says that the most calls he's made in one day would have been like 5 or 6 in one match, but he's breaking it down. He enjoys what he does and talked about some of the situations that he's been in. And this one's going to be a tough one. He's really going into detail on his call here. He says all calls final, no returns, all sales final, everything.
Yeah, that's not always been the rule. I believe that rule got changed in St. George because of
I says, well, can I make the final argument?
Yeah, can I argue one more time about it? Tell me, what do you think about where San Antonio's standing, Dalton? San Antonio's got a lot of years left. Why is he standing so far back?
I live in Los Angeles, and San Antonio lives just a few states over New Mexico. We had a major backyard tournament in Southern California here a couple months ago. And of course, in the backyard, it's 40 feet only.
40 feet.
And it was San Antonio's birthday, and he's, I spoke with his mother, and he says, I want to go to that tournament. She says, well, you got to throw 40 feet. And let me tell you, that joker threw 40 feet at that backyard tournament, and he crushed it. And I think that has to do a lot with that he wants to play in those backyard tournaments too, because, there's more. I don't want to say there's more competition, but there's definitely high caliber competition in those. But
the money on the line.
Money on the line. Definitely. He has a great throw for 40 feet as well. He still throws the 1 1/4 at 40 feet, but just the amount of years he has left. Whenever he transitioned into the men's division, he will be a contender for sure.
100%. He's already got that. It reminds me of back in the day, Tyler Howard would throw about almost 40 feet, and he transitioned seamlessly. Tell me a little bit about that transition to the men's. That took you just a little while because of that low, hard pitch you had,
Sure.
right?
Yeah, it took me a couple of years. When I was a 30-foot junior, I hugged the line all the way until it was time to go back.
Right.
Full distance. I took advantage of every short distance I could throw. But once I, had to get back to 40 feet, the adjustment, 10 feet makes a lot of difference. I had to change shoes. I had to change my pitch, change the style I threw. Now I have to arc it more. We got to throw 40 feet now instead of 30 feet. So definitely an adjustment, and it took about 2 years to really dial that in. But there's all those discouragements are now into encouragements. Playing now at the national level, getting 5th in 2024 in the men's division. So definitely an adjustment, but taking time and really working it and perfecting it really has made it a great event.
Yeah, and I'm sure San Antonio will transition seamlessly as well. It looks like he's trying to tighten it up, don't it, Frank?
Well, right now, Landon Morgan has a 13-7 lead over San Antonio.
What that shoe that Santonio's pitching, that's the same kind of shoe you threw, Dalton, the Allen Francis signature horseshoe. That is a really good shoe for a 3/4 4-door reverse, but it's just a little slow for the 1 1/4. But you know, a lot of us make it work.
I know, that's right. You know, one thing I will notice too is I had the chance to play Santonio back in April at the U.S. Open that was held in Albuquerque. His momentum and his drive has definitely changed from that event to now. What I mean by that is, you know, back in April, he just kind of him-hawed around, really no power, no forward, no authority in his pitch. But now, you know, coming to the World Tournament, which could mean a lot of difference too, U.S. Open versus the World Championship, he's really put in a lot of authority into his throw and a little more emphasis on what he wants to pitch, and he definitely is great. We had a 3-way playoff back in April for the U.S. Open, and Santonio, that little devil, took me out in the first game of the playoff, but definitely a great guy, a great kid, and just can't wait to see what he does. I mean, he's already won a world title, but I mean,
well, you know, it
heck.
is funny you bring up that tournament. I was just sitting here thinking, you know, I got the first chance to meet him and play him there in Albuquerque too, and he was throwing a different shoe in Albuquerque, and I had a horrible game when I played him. And I promised him, I said, Santonio, if you throw a double on this last pitch, I'll give you my horseshoes. And it was a brand new pair of shoes. And he throws a double, and I walked away with one less pair of horseshoes. And,
a little easier flight, huh?
And I seen him as he was checking in this evening, and I am now living vicariously with him because he's pitching them here tonight. so
you got a little piece of that world title tonight,
so
huh?
I told him, I said, you have a chance to do something I could never do. And it looks like he has already captured that with those shoes. And he will forever be the first junior boy from New Mexico to claim a world title after tonight.
Now, there's been a couple of players from New Mexico who have
several.
Tried to take the title. I remember playing – you remember Wyatt Bennett from New Mexico back in St. George? He was definitely a contender. But first one in history right here.
Yeah, it was a beautiful tournament out in Albuquerque earlier this year. We love our partners there. And
Visit Albuquerque was such a great host.
Then in Hutchinson, Kansas, we was on the road there. Thankful for them as well.
Yeah.
See what's going on here. 16-14, Landon got the advantage. What did we just see from Ron there, Frank?
Just came out and did a final check and verified Morgan getting the 3-pointer there, the ringer. Morgan was down 14-13 because San Antonio came back. He was down quite a bit, San Antonio, but he turned it around. This is a tight match here going at about the midpoint here.
Okay, yeah, we've got 16-14. Dalton, at what point in a 40-point game do you start kind of thinking about the end of the game?
At 40 points? I mean, for real. I mean, I couldn't tell you how many times, you know, you hit 34 or more, and you think, oh, I can just get 6, or even 37, 38, or 39. You just need that 3, and you don't know how many times they can come back and just bite you. You know, the game's over, boom, boom, boom. So you really can't be too relaxed or too unfocused until you hit 40. I mean, the game's over at that point, you know. I mean, you even look at FIFA. Some of these FIFA matches, some of these teams think they got it won, and look, boom. Yeah. The last 2 minutes of the game, score a couple goals, game's over, shift in the match.
They can get you out of nowhere, right? Mm-hmm. That's the best thing about the point games. You're not out of it till you're out of it.
So it looks like Morgan picked up 1 point there, stretching his lead to 17-14 over San Antonio Caldo.
Dalton, I'm just getting a chance here while we're chatting to check some of the records in World Tournament competition. It looks like back in 1984, Allen Francis would throw 1,000 shoes in the Junior Boys World Championship. Those years, 700, 600, 900, that was very common. Then it became 500, and now tonight we have seen San Antonio throw 252 shoes, and it'll probably end up a little over 300. Why do you think we're throwing less shoes to get a champion? Is it because we've got less boys in the division, or what do you think?
I mean, it could play in a lot of factors in that too, but I believe a lot of the factors are that the competition is now derived to where it is now. What I mean by that is back then, you're having some of these top players, Rick Howe, Brian Simmons, Alan Francis, all play each other, and all of them are averaging 80%, individually per game. I mean, you look at that now. I mean, even look in matches in the other divisions too. You see, even like earlier this year at the Hall of Fame, Maxine and Jennifer, their caliber is 80%, and they both over 100 shoe game. So those games last longer. Now, no disrespect to these boys that are out here pitching right now at all, because their caliber is excellent. I mean, look, this is the world champions we're crowning here. However, the differences in the ringer percentages over time have slowly, decreased, and I believe that has a lot to do with it too. I mean, back in 2012 when we took the top 8, we were still getting around 400, 500, 600 shoes a tournament. I'm not sure what the record says. Maybe I'm wrong, but looking into tonight, I mean, just these matches over the years, and a lot of it too, Ben, is back then they played 50 points. They got 10 extra points to score. We're down to 40-point matches here.
All right.
Look at this, Frank. The third judge call of the night.
Coming back out.
Judge is getting a workout here, coming in and out.
Yeah, it looks like he's blocking our camera. You'd think after 3 hours of the broadcast, he'd switch sides.
Switch sides. 2 ringer 6 there.
So, Don, tell me this. It's 27-17 now. San Antonio has pushed it to the point of being almost a two-frame game. When you were this age, do you ever dream of getting involved in this to the level that you are?
Ben, that's a great question. I never, no. In short respect, no. I think the bug hit me whenever I, started becoming more involved as a junior, and wanting to help out more. I think that passion and drive got me a little bit more involved, running shift as a junior and just kind of being involved in different little aspects around here and there. Would I have ever imagined today that I'm now the second vice president of this association here? Well, 12 years later, 15 years later? Absolutely not. No idea. But it's just a love and a respect for the game.
Right.
That was instilled in me when I was younger by my grandparents, who started getting me out there pitching. And a lot of me wants to see it succeed and drive, and that's what drives me to go out and run for office, and hopefully I'll win my election tomorrow unopposed.
Yeah, you're running unopposed here this year at the World Championships where we conduct our business. I can tell you for a fact I never dreamed of going to this level with it.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, San Antonio has now pushed it to 36-17. He will need 1 ringer 4 to go out.
Mm-hmm.
It's inspiring to me to see these young athletes go out there and just go at it like this. But it looks like San Antonio has the clear advantage.
Of course. He's adding on. It's all for show now. Icing on the cake.
Just showing off. And that could very well do it. You mentioned tomorrow we have Frank mentioned earlier, the annual delegate meeting, but we also have the banquet where I honor the greatest in the sport tomorrow night. I believe San Antonio's beginning his legacy to eventually get there one day. Do you think that's going to be it, Dalton, or does he just have 3?
I don't know, man. I'm not hoping it's over, but, man, it's really close. Are they going to call for a 4th judge? Oh, my Lord.
Well, we have a little bit of
another measurement coming up here to either it's going to end or we're going to be 39-17 and play on.
Slipping away from Landon here.
Landon had his opportunity. But if you notice, Ben, on those last 2 shoes that Landon threw, he kind of just darted them out of his hand.
He just kind of threw
he had no drive out of it. No wind up, no relaxed fluid motion. He got up there, boom, boom, threw 2 bullets, and what happened?
I'll tell you what. If there's as the president of the organization, I can do this kind of stuff. If this game does not end, if we get 1 more frame, I will make a never before heard announcement live on the broadcast. Let's just see what happens here.
Oh no, we've heard it.
No, you've not heard it.
Wonderful.
Looks like
this is really going to come close here. I mean, you look at both sides of that stake, and it looks like it measures out about the same distance, but we're not getting the view of the other side of the stake, so.
My mind goes back to some of the historic judges like Bob Beagle would judge for us every single year. these judges are very important to these young kids. Very
Mentors.
influential. Mentors.
Very much mentors.
It looks like
Oh.
it.
I think that's the
Got
game.
it. That's it.
Ringer 4.
Yep,
San
that does it.
Antonio
That's
has
it. San
ended the
Antonio
World
won the world
Championship with a
title.
perfect record of 7-0 this evening
First ever Junior Boy winner from New Mexico.
from New Mexico.
Wonderful.
Great performance by both these guys. Got a bright future ahead of them as they
We're going to go ahead.
work their way through the horseshoes here down the line. So maybe we can get
Let's get San Antonio
We're
over
going to
here.
try to get San Antonio on here.
Let me take off my headset.
Dalton's
I'll-
going to try
I'll
to
go over
chase
there
him
and grab
down.
final score there was 40-17. In fact, San Antonio was down a bit to Landon Morgan and made a great comeback here to take this victory. In fact, he just walked away 40-17.
He just walked away with the game, Frank.
Yeah, I mean, he was down at it was like 11 something, and he was down, in fact, for a bit there, and then he just turned it on and just pulled away, and no answers from Landon Morgan. But when you got that much talent, you can do that, and you can put games, turn them around real quick, and take the W. Right now we got Landon Morgan coming on the
San Antonio.
Oh, sorry, yep, San Antonio.
Well, it's been a long night, Frank. Been a long night in the booth.
San Antonio. San Antonio, tell us about your victory here.
Wasn't really expecting it, but
Yeah. So tell us about that last game there. You went into that game. Did you know that you already had the title won going in?
no.
You didn't know, huh?
Now you were behind a little bit in this match. What happened? You just turned around and started hitting those ringers?
Yeah.
Yeah. What were you thinking about out there?
My grandpa's and uncle.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you may not know this, but you are the first junior boys world champion from New Mexico. How's that feel tonight?
Good.
Yeah. It is great. It is great to have you with us. It's great that we've been able to continue the history of this division this evening. A history-breaking moment here.
You going to keep on playing horseshoes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you see in your future? What do you want to do as you get older?
Haven't figured that out yet.
Yeah. Taking it day by day.
Yeah.
Well, you got a heck of a talent here with the horseshoes. You're going to stick to that for quite a bit and see what comes along, or you're 17, you're going to go to college, or you know any of that maybe in the future?
Yeah.
All right.
Do one or the other. Yeah.
Well, great job and a great win here. Congratulations, and thanks for talking to us.
Definitely.
Yeah, thank you.
So there you have it. The big W for him, and he's going to move on and the bigger things, and great performance there as he was down a bit, turned it around and just went on a streak of hitting those ringers and wrapping it up.
Yeah, we're gonna close up shop here. Do you have any parting thoughts, Dalton?
Parting thoughts. I think this was an excellent junior boys showcase this year. I'm sad to see my little buddy from California broke his wrist, Hostine.
Yeah.
But you know what? All things are made new. So there comes a time to shine and there comes time to stand up. And San Antonio was faced up against the mountain, and then that mountain got defeated when Hostine was not able to come. And he did what he needed to do. He pulled it out. Pulled out a great victory, uncontested.
So, Frank, if I could share a couple closing thoughts here, we've had a couple of great matches on the broadcast tonight. I'm much appreciative of y'all for coming out and broadcasting this for us. I think this is a great thing for a sport. I think that Mr. Rakestraw here did a great thing getting y'all here. I don't want to leave the audience in suspense, and I don't want to take nothing away either. I said I'd make an announcement. Dalton Rakestraw here has done a fantastic job with the NHPA. Tomorrow night at our annual Hall of Fame banquet, if you want to come out, tickets are still on sale. You'll see him receive the Jerry Smith Progressive Leadership Award for his efforts with us, along with another host of great awards we've got to give out. So come out and join us tomorrow night for the Hall of Fame banquet, and we'll be back with you next week, Frank.
Okay, that will wrap it up here from the Greenheck Turner Community Center for the 2026 NHPA Championship. I'm Frank Mazzola along with President Ben Webb and Dalton Rakestraw saying we'll talk to you on Monday. Well, we start broadcasting at 8 a.m. here from the Greenheck Turner Community Center. Good night.